Uh, okay, so welcome to my Dinner's Done cooking channel. Today we're going to be making a yummy ham for the holidays. Obviously the first thing I have to do is open the ham. And they typically come wrapped in paper. The type that I chose is farmland, and is pre-cooked, water added, so it's not necessarily 100% pure ham. I just chose this one because I kind of prefer the taste. But of course, if if you want to use an actual real ham, that would certainly work. So now that I got the paper off here, the first thing I'm going to do is put a coating on the outside, and I use, ta-da, butter. It kind of helps seal it in. It's like just going to be a coating of like grease that the juices can't really penetrate. And it also going to help the flavoring stick to the ham. So here we go. First thing I'm going to do is just kind of rub this on. Now I just brought margarine spread this time just to make it a little easier for the video purposes, but you can use stick butter. Typically I'll use organic butter, at home for the kids for sandwiches and such, but this is just to kind of, like I said, help the flavoring stick. So I just went with the cheapy butter. And then I'm going to pack brown sugar on top. So that's going to be the first flavoring that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to pack it on real good here. Like I said, the butter's going to help this stick. And you can be generous. A lot of it's going to get kind of, cooked off, and it'll get into the liquid at the bottom. So it'll still be flavoring the ham, even if it does happen to fall off. But usually the butter holds it on quite nicely. So let me just get some more on the sides here. And then as you can see, I have my pan ready to the side of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and really just flip the ham into the pan as opposed to turning it over right on the plastic there, so that we make sure we keep all the brown sugar. Then I'm going to go ahead and put butter on the bottom portion, which is now the top. So let me just spread the butter out here. Try to get it on the ends if you can, so you can put the brown sugar everywhere. Okay, messy. The gloves help. So here we go. That looks like a good amount of butter. Let me get a clean glove here so I can get some more brown sugar out. Almost. Okay, here we go. Moving right along. So I'm going to get some more brown sugar. And just go ahead and put a generous amount there. Go ahead and put a little on the sides. There we go. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and garnish the ham. Let me switch gloves again here real quick. Okay, so some pineapple rings. And you've probably seen this done. I'm going to Actually put some of the pineapple juice in the bottom just to give it a little flavor. And you'll see why I do that in a few seconds here. Okay, so more gloves. And usually you fit about 3 on this size. This is a 4-pound. And so, yep, we were able to get 3. Then the second garnish I'm actually going to add, it's a little different than what you might see some other people do. So I'm going to put mandarin oranges inside the pineapple rings. And again, I'm going to pour some of the orange syrup or juice in the pan with the pineapple juice. And so I'm just going to tuck a couple of the excuse me, mandarin orange slices in the center of the pineapple rings. And it's just one of those extra touches, makes it look a little more festive and fun. And then the final thing that I'm going to put on here is, ta-da, whoops, maraschino cherries. And so I'm just going to tuck one of these little guys in between each of the mandarin slices. So here we go. 1, 2, whoops, and 3. For that, you for sure want to wear gloves because it tends to stain your fingers. And then as you can see, I put a little of the maraschino juice in there as well, just to kind of jazz it up. And then I'm going to take the leftover fruit and actually put it right down in the bottom of the pan. Oops, here we go. And nothing too fancy, just sprinkling the oranges around on all the sides of the ham. Okay, and then I'm going to add some pineapple chunks into the bottom of the pan as well. Probably not going to put pineapple rings in there, but just so we're kind of keeping with the theme of putting the fruit at the bottom. And it cooks up and comes out real yummy. The kids like to eat it with their ham. So here we go. Just going to put a bunch of pineapple. Okay, sorry, being interrupted here. Okay, so now I'm multitasking. Give me just a second. There we go. Alright, so back to the ham. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and poke some holes in the ham. And you'll see why I do this in just a second. I'm just going to put about 4 cuts in each side of the ham here. Now you can put some in the bottom. You can put more than 4. You can kind of just use your imagination on this one. And this is just going to be so that the juices are going to get actually inside the ham. And so the reason that I added all the pineapple, mandarin, and maraschino juice is because now I'm going to add orange juice. And I'm going to pour enough so that it gets up near the holes. Like I said, you could put holes in the bottom as well if you'd like, or you can put holes in the top before you put the cherries and such on, and pour orange juice directly into those holes. And I'm just going to go ahead and cover it with foil. So now this one is a pre-cooked ham, and they do have a good flavor for not being real ham. Like I said, I I almost kind of prefer it. And they're also a little less costly than the real ham. So this one calls for 10 minutes per pound. So I'm going to do 40 minutes on 325. So we're just going to warm it up. Basically, if you're going to use a real ham and you're going to leave it in the oven longer, then you'll, maybe need to add more orange juice and baste it periodically. So here we go, 40 minutes, and there we are, and